recording. It's streaming. If I click the button once, guys, we're setting up a tablet here, so.
Yeah, apologies. Hello and welcome to Honorbound IT's weekly live stream with your hosts, Craig Fine and Keith Hoskin, and your bench reporter, Jennifer Hall.
I hauled it.
Happy days.
Thank
Happy
you.
Friday.
Yes, it is another Happy Friday in the books. Welcome, folks. It's Friday.
Yeah, welcome to our Friday live stream.
We've made it through the week.
That's right. So did we, obviously. Yeah, crazy stuff. We just set up a tablet here so that we can switch scenes here. Oh, my phone's way over there.
Grab it. While Greg is grabbing his phone, everybody, if you are joining us now, do not forget to like, share the video with your friends and family, and let them get in on the action here at Honorbound IT. We do this every Friday. Every Friday, the weekly live stream.
Yeah, we got some memes. Cat pick, of course.
Yep.
Have that. But yeah, it's been a good week.
Yep. Like I said, don't forget to like and share. And if you haven't already followed us, now's the perfect time. What are you waiting for? Got the bench report coming up as well. Is our
Bench report's next.
Is our business report. We did a lot of interesting things this week, and we'll get to those. Greg, got the video shared finally?
I did.
Excellent.
Sorry, I was a little distracted with my phone being over there and then us trying to do this thing. Because it's you and me now, dude. You and me doing it. We don't have a Spencer anymore. So we got to press our own buttons. All right. So, yeah, I guess it's time for the bench report, isn't it?
Hit the button.
Yeah. And now for the bench report with Jennifer Hall.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the bench report this week. I'm Keith, and we're here with Jennifer. And Jennifer, today is Friday, March 31st.
Yep.
And I guess this is known as World Backup Day, the day to prevent data loss. And so let's talk about backup for a little bit. And there's a lot of things that need to be backed up. There's a lot of different ways to back things up. But let's get started. Jennifer, you want to go ahead and start with the first thing people should be backing up when we talk about these things?
First one we need to talk about is computer backup. You can save your documents and pictures to your computer. You can back them up to your USB flash drive, or you can back it up to a external hard drive.
Yeah, and those are probably some of the most common ways that people are know how to back up things. If you're working on a file, you click save. That's pretty much been around since they've been doing files and saving on computers. And, that's a good way to start making sure that you're not losing anything. But the next thing you need to do is definitely either, you can do two options, either use a USB flash drive or even better, an external hard drive. Those are a little bit more reliable. And even now, the external hard drives, I've seen they do have like solid state external hard drives, which are a lot more reliable than the traditional rotational disk external hard drives. And you'll just have to look on the package that you buy and see which one is the right for you. Maybe it's a price thing, or maybe it's something that reliability is more important. If you're looking for reliability, definitely look at those solid state external hard drives. Those have a lot more storage space than the USB drives do. USB drives are handy and they're very good to get started with backing up, but they're small. They can get lost easily. Things can just happen. They can get destroyed or corrupted and things like that. So use something that's going to be reliable, especially if you're backing up, important business information. We get people that bring in, QuickBooks and things like that need to be backed up, and they take those to their accountants, and they just want to make sure that, they can get their taxes done or whatever bookkeeping that they need to do. One thing that I was reading on this World Backup Day article that I had found was, backing up your stuff to a flash drive or external hard drive is good, but one of the important things they said was don't keep it in the same place with your computer, because disasters can happen, and so you want to try to eliminate some of those places where if you have everything in one spot and it all goes, if a fire or tornado destroys your building or property, at least that stuff is somewhere else, whether it's in like a safety deposit box at a bank, or maybe you have an office that you have, the manager takes it home with them, something that just so it doesn't get destroyed in like a catastrophic event. Yeah, and going back to the article, there were some interesting statistics on there. You want to kind of go over a couple of those and let the people know some of the strange things that we know about backup?
21% of people have never made a backup.
That's amazing.
That's a lot. And 29% of data loss cases are caused by an accident.
Yep, and I've seen it before where people, accidentally deleted a file. We have backups, so if we do delete something, we can go back and recover it pretty quickly. But not everybody does. So
another thing is 113 phones are lost or stolen every minute.
Yep, and we'll get to phone backup here in a little bit, but that's over 100 phones lost stolen every minute. Just insane.
That's a lot. 30% of all computers are already infected with malware.
Yeah, and that's important for backup as well, because if your computer is infected or corrupted or something happens to it and you didn't have a backup, like you said, 21% of people never made a backup, and maybe they didn't need to or anything, but if your computer is infected with malware and your hard drive gets encrypted or destroyed and you don't have a backup, that could lead to some serious problems and probably some traumatizing events that we want to avoid if we can. Yeah, and like you said, Jennifer, over 100 phones lost or stolen every minute. And so, we think about backing up for your computer, but your phone also needs backup as well, right? You want to talk about a couple of those things?
Well, you can back up to Google Drive if you have an Android device, the iCloud if you have an Apple device, or OneDrive for any device.
Yep. And we because we work with Microsoft so much, we do use OneDrive, and you can just download the app from the store of your choice, either Apple or Android, and then just install OneDrive. And you can actually set it up to OneDrive to back up your pictures and documents from your phone if you're more comfortable doing it that way. But even the smartphones and tablets now, they have their own accounts where, like you said, we use Google accounts mostly. So I back up to Google Drive frequently. I even pay for a little extra storage because I take a lot of pictures. And the nice thing about the Google backup is I can see it on my phone, and I can also log in on my computer or laptop or whatever to my Google account and see my photos and documents and email and things like that. So keep in mind that your phone also does need a backup. And just in case your phone, if you're one of those hundreds of phones lost or stolen every minute, you want to make sure that you can at least get to important pictures and data and things like that you need.
Or if you drop them.
Yeah, that happens frequently. And then another thing that we want to talk about with backup is cloud backup services. So, computers, you can back up to these physical devices, but what if those physical devices are lost or destroyed or something happens to them? This is where a cloud backup service really comes into play and how important that is. And there's a couple of them that they had mentioned on the World Backup Day article. You want to talk about those for a second?
One of them is Backblaze, and the other one is iDrive.
Yeah, and that iDrive, was that the one we was looking at that had like 5 terabytes of storage? Yeah, so that's, if you have that much data and you need that, by all means, it's just an annual subscription. And you want to make sure, and the nice thing is those actually cloud backup services work for PC, Mac, and servers. So, if your business server needs a backup, you might want to consider one of those, or looking into that option for if you're not backing up currently. So it takes a lot of work to back up, wouldn't you say?
It does.
Yeah. A A lot of people don't want to do it themselves, do they?
I know I really don't.
So if you're one of those people that don't want to do the backup yourself, you got other things going on. What are some options that they have?
Well, you can come into Honor IT and we have backup solutions for you.
Yeah, and we talk about residential backup, and we also do backup for businesses. So, if you're important computers or if you have a server and you need help getting those backed up, let us know. Reach out to us. We can definitely help you with that. We can handle the backup so you can start focusing on other things that are more important to you. So, well, that's everything for the bench report this week. Do not forget to back up at least once a year, according to World Backup Day. Back up every day if you can, though. So, we'll see you guys next time. Cyber criminals are getting more creative every day. This week, we're going to talk about vishing with a V. Tune into our weekly Tech Talk to learn more about what this is and how you can protect yourself.
All right. Well, welcome back. Thanks for the bench report, Jennifer. Happy to always hear what happened during the week. And just kind of wanted to add on a little bit to the backup conversation. And it kind of piggybacks on some of the security best practices that we have. We always recommend when you can to use what's called multi-factor authentication. And what that means is it means that you need more than your password to get in your stuff. You need to have something like on my phone, I have like a fingerprint reader or key code texted to me in addition to my password, so that it's proving that it is me who is actually doing that. Now, sometimes like you talked about like losing phones. If you lose your phone and you have an application on there that serves up those codes, there's such thing as backup codes, but you need to back up your backup code somewhere because it's a real royal pain in the butt if you don't. Having experienced it firsthand yesterday. You want to tell the story?
Greg actually had a
sordid story.
Yeah, we tell people all the time, whenever you're setting up your accounts and, get into those things where you do add a backup recovery email and you do add your current phone number that they can text you these messages to whenever you have to do like a password reset or anything like that. And so, Greg did exactly that. He had his backup email on there and he had a phone number on there, but he changed his phone number after a period of time, and he did not change the phone number on that account. So when they tried to send him an email, it didn't work because he had to have his phone to receive the text message. And
some poor person that has my old number, I feel sorry for them. If you have like a number that ends in 1005 and you got a ton of texts, for authentication number, I am truly sorry.
I doubt that person's watching this,
No,
but you never know.
Probably not, but yeah.
If your number ends in 1005, let us know in the chat.
Yeah, that's right. But we did finally get around it. Microsoft was awful good about it. Of course, they did other authentication, like what's the number that's on your account, because I had like a business number on there, and they called that number, to make sure that it was really me that was there. But yeah, that was it was an old account that I very rarely ever use, but I had make one of those rare uses of the account. So just another proof point that I am perfectly imperfect. None of us are above making mistakes or having human moments, right?
That's right.
Yeah, because the technology is nice, but we all have those human moments.
Yep. And, before we forget, it is World Backup Day.
That's right.
Back up now.
Back up now, and make sure you back up those multi-factor authentication extra codes.
I was a little disappointed that World Backup Day only happens once a year.
Yeah.
We back up every day.
World Backup Day should be every day.
I'm glad that at least they're reminding you once a year.
Yeah, that's right. But there are some things that are better lost to history too, though, right? But that's a completely different show. So yeah, what else do we have going on this week?
Well, we had a couple things that we'll get into, but first, we do IT work. We're managed service provider. We do help our clients out and things like that, and most of the time, they call us during business hours while they're sitting at their desk working and things like that, and we take care of the problem. Other times, the business can't shut down, and so they do need after hours support. And yours truly over here was the after hours guy this week.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, so I probably would have been the after hours week if it was your turn, anyways. But yeah, it was after hours, like a restaurant that does fast food, and people were ordering right up to the very last minute of when like the lobby was closing. There were people in the store actually buying stuff and running through the drive-through. So it was very critical that they have their systems up and running so they can collect payments, place orders, ... And their lobby closes at 10 o'clock. And they're switching firewalls, and we don't manage their firewalls, but a third party does because they're like a big corporate chain. And we had to assist the remote engineer with swapping out the firewall from one to another. And so, yeah, it was a late night. I was really drug out the next day. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I was like, I was worthless.
But no, we got that taken care of. And, that's interesting because we've had other emails and requests about, support outside of what we normally do. And some of them were not, there was just no value in them.
Yeah, I got a work-life balance thing, where, my most common answer, like for after-hour stuff, is like no, because you have to have a life. Some business people want to work, 16 hours a day. I try to keep it down to 12, if at all possible. Yeah. But, you also have to think, well, can this be done during the business day without interrupting your regular flow, and sometimes you just got to be there for somebody to have their back. We have like accountants that we do work for, and, I all day long, between January and April, whatever day that the IRS decides they're going to close tax, is it 19th this year? I think it is
18th,
19th.
I got a Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't worry about that. I've got Lynette to take care of me for that. She keeps me on the straight and narrow. But yeah, all like, if one of our accounts is down and out, and they're like, every minute for them counts in that particular time because they're in production mode, and any minute that they lose money. I've got your back, Jack. I'm going to be there, and help you, even if I have to hop in my car and go all the way to Fort Collins to one of my other clients that are out there, and make sure that they're able to do what they need to do so that they're successful. That's, so we do make exceptions, just not all the time. Got to have a decent reason for it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Because you can either live for your business or the other way around. I don't live for my business. My business lives for me.
Exactly right.
It's control, right? We hang it up at 5 if we can. But yeah. Then what else did we do this week? Oh man, we worked ad infinitum on a project this week, didn't we?
Yeah, we've been working on it for a few weeks, and
yep,
I think we're
in pretty good shape.
Wrapping up on it, getting pretty close. Well, you're going to actually turn what we've been working on into a live webinar.
Yep. That's right.
And, so people can learn about what we've been talking about. And what we've been talking about it's what's called a WISP for short, or otherwise known as Written Information Security Plan. And um, these are pretty much for anybody. We got,
Oh yeah, even your home user should have something, that
Mhm.
if this happens, then I do this.
Yep. And I think we got our original document. It was from the IRS, and we started
Mhm.
reading through it, and we were like, you know, people who do financial need this for sure, but
Mhm.
this is something that can go across a broad spectrum of people because it
Mhm.
relates to, your information, your data. You don't want things getting out there that you don't want exposed. And PII is a perfect example. PII is
Mhm.
personally identifiable information, and that includes things like your driver's license number, phone number, address, social security number, things.
Last place you worked, and
Yeah,
all that stuff.
there's a lot of things that can be scraped off the internet, but you don't want those kind of things
Mhm.
that, eventually what that leads to is identity theft. And, if a cyber criminal was to find that, that's exactly what they would do. They would start opening up accounts in your name, credit cards and things like that, trying to, get some money off of you and ruin your credit. And obviously there's no legal action they can take because a lot of these criminals are based overseas where,
Mhm.
American laws really don't apply. And so what we've been working on is a plan for, we kind of started out for, businesses, but when we broke it down, it's really for each individual in that business as
Mhm.
well,
That's
because
right. Yep. Your
the,
employees,
yeah,
it's everybody. It's everybody's like business to make sure that they're protecting themselves and their personal information. Now, the whole thing started out with, accountants have to have one of these by law, but they can't just have it like it used to be that you just had to have it written down. But now it has to be something that is implemented by June. It's got to be done. So if you're an accountant and you see this and you don't have a written information security policy, give us a call. We're here to help you whatever way we can to get that in place for you. But yeah, and if you like, a lot of people don't even think like small businesses, don't realize that there are compliance and regulations. Particularly if you accept credit cards. If you accept credit cards, you absolutely positively should have a written information security plan. What happens if a credit card number gets out? What happens like to an accountant if a social security number or some sort of breach happens? Well, first of all, you lose face with your customer. Secondly, you're going to get your butt fined, you know? So, really important. And then on a personal level, I think you're right. When a person gets breached, they're going to take your identity and go buy, a car or house or, what have you. If you have the wherewithal, they're going to use it.
yeah. And
So,
yeah, because even if an employee in your company
mhm,
gets breached, and then somebody starts pretending to be them and,
mhm,
acting on their behalf, misrepresenting your business, that looks bad on you.
yeah,
And these are things that
or misrepresenting them to you.
yeah, or yeah,
Say, oh yeah, I'm in a real hurry.
we've seen that.
Can you wire money to this address? An employee doesn't like think, or the person doesn't think twice, and wires the money, and it's gone forever.
Yeah, we had an employee, one of our clients sent us an email this week, a phishing email.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was an 80 for like payroll.
Yep.
Yep, payroll information. Yep.
And they, they've kind of gone on some of our security training and they've seen some of the things like
Mhm.
that. And, she knew exactly what this
Yep.
was. And she just said, hey, we're getting these emails. Is there anything we can do? And, we trained her on how the anti-phishing tool works that we use.
Hmm.
And, hey, if you see this, just report it. The AI that we use for our anti-phishing software will actually start to detect these things.
Yep.
It even gives
Gets
you
smarter and smarter.
it even gives you a little notification like, hey, this is not from who it says.
Yep.
Typically it says it's from this email, but he's sending it from this email, just to kind of give you a warning. Obviously there's, email is one of those things, like we get calls and questions all the time about how can I stop from getting so much email? And, you're getting solicitations from all these different things. It's like, you probably put your email in somewhere and you ended up on a list, and, there's not a lot we can do about
Yeah,
it.
don't sign up for free stuff because honestly, there's nothing for free. You're paying somehow. Like if you use Facebook, you're paying by watching ads.
Yeah.
If you decide you're going to play that free game and you put your email in there, you got to expect that you're going to get emails from God knows who. Because most of us don't read the terms of service when we want to do something, boring, and they put what they're really going to do to you in like fine print. So
I do notice on a lot of them, and I'm habitual of this, because you'll sign up for something and you'll get an email and says there'll be a box when you're signing up and it says check yes to receive marketing and sales emails. Things like, and I always uncheck it because hey, I just want to buy now and move on, and I don't care about that extra stuff.
Now, one of the things I learned yesterday is like that focused inbox thing that you get in Outlook.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually you have focused inbox, and some people hate it because they don't know how to use it. Is that you can train the AI on stuff that you don't want to see, like in your main inbox, but you might sort of want to look at it maybe another time. So you have your focused inbox, and then you have your other in Outlook, and you can train it. You just do like right click and like send to other, and then whenever that email comes in, it'll go to the other. Mm-hmm. So that's flipping awesome.
Yeah, good to separate those things out.
But it gets smart enough to know that like different types of mail content to send to that as well, because it goes, oh, Greg doesn't like these emails in his upper inbox. But then if it gets too aggressive the other way, you can pick specific emails and then make sure they end up in your focus box. So hot tip for the day for sorting email.
And we'll be talking more about these written information security plans and these things to come. So
we've been on it for weeks, and just kind of distilling there's 8 different main headings of things that need to be done for most businesses. A lot of it doesn't apply to like your home user, but the general structure does.
Yeah.
Yep. So in the days and weeks ahead, you'll be seeing more of this, and then we're going to be doing a webinar for Grow Nebraska coming up here pretty soon. That's in June, I think.
That's in June. Yeah.
But we'll be doing like a written information security policy webinar coming up here pretty soon. Stay tuned. So yeah, what else did we do, Keith?
Let's talk about one more thing that we did.
Oh, sure.
We work with because we're Microsoft partners and we work with Microsoft 365. We've been really focused on learning the tools that they offer. And at the beginning of the year when we started doing this, we started working with like time management, and we started using like Microsoft To Do and Microsoft Planner. And what we're really trying to do is expand. Microsoft is not just Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. There's a lot more to it. And we watched a video, and I think he had
27
Microsoft 365
as
apps.
Of yesterday. And since then, they've added at least 3 more apps.
Yeah.
When you consider Loop and you consider Designer, I didn't know that I told you that I got off the wait list for Designer.
Oh, nice.
And what was the other one? Can't remember it. There was some other one.
Yeah, but there's more than that. There's a whole category of lists of apps and things like that Microsoft offers. And a lot of them are included. We use the business premium subscription, so you do get a lot of other apps in there. But most people just focus on what they use. We use primarily Outlook and Word and things like that. But one of the things that we worked on this week that we was researching was PowerPoint AI. And if you guys don't know what PowerPoint AI is, or are having problems creating your own slideshows,
quickly,
like
as in what a second and a half tops.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
the slideshow was created immediately. You
Like,
could
bam.
you
blink and it's done.
yeah, it was amazing, and we did a few documents like that, and there is some work to put in, to create the document you want to turn into a
Yeah,
slideshow.
you got to clean it up,
But the nice thing about it is, so what you do is you take a Microsoft Word document, that looks all good and everything, and then I think this was only available on the online,
only in the web. Yep.
in the web
Only in the
app.
web
So you would take your Microsoft document, you would open it up on like Word.com, I think is what it is, or Word.Microsoft.com, whatever the online app is. The online
just go to
is.
office.com and click Word,
And
dude.
open up Word. And then when you need to turn it into a PowerPoint, you go where File and then Export.
Export to PowerPoint.
And then there's an option to export to PowerPoint, and it'll bring up a little wizard. You click your theme.
It'll give you like so many themes already built in, and then if you don't like those, you can click Show More Themes, and it'll show you more themes. You pick the one that you think is pretty or effective, and then you just generate PowerPoint.
Yeah, and like you said,
it automatically it takes all of the artwork part out of it, and a lot of typing. You used to have to cut and paste and cut and paste and cut and paste,
And they looked good. I wasn't disappointed. There's just, you make sure you read that. Obviously, don't, you got to trust but verify kind of thing. Go through and make sure everything's where you want it to be. If you need to edit a little bit here and there, you can. Obviously, proofread everything, but it was super nice.
Yep, and it actually added content, that was relevant, the one that we were working with. Now, it works best with a structured document. I mean, if you just throw random stuff in a document, you don't have headings and titles and stuff like that, then it's just going to throw a bunch of walls of text on your PowerPoint. And nobody wants to be an attendee at one of those types of events, where the person is reading the epistle to the epistle to John,
But they were, we've been talking about AI a lot these past few months, with the chat GPTs and everything coming out. But, the PowerPoint one, in my opinion, this is one of the more practical ones that we've ran across.
Yep.
I know you had the cool cat picture from last week that you used with the
Bing,
Bing AI. So it's here, everybody. And if you're not using it, or you wanted to learn more about it, I would suggest getting on that quickly because it's taking over.
And just YouTube it, honestly, if you want to use Chat GPT or learn how to use Bing's, chat or Compose or whatever, I mean, it's no excuse to put your brain in park still, because it's not perfect. It gets smarter and smarter, and hopefully it doesn't ever completely outsmart us. But
well, none of these things are read by humans, and humans are very critical people.
Yep.
And they'll look for the smallest, inaccuracies.
Yeah. So. Or didn't you say that 4 times in a row? Yeah. We see that a lot in the AI stuff where you're composing something. Write me a story about ... And it's 4 times in a row. The first sentence is exactly the same.
Yeah. Very good starting point, but make it your own.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, because you have to be genuine. We're real humans, and that's a whole different topic. And I could rant on that all day, right, Keith?
Absolutely.
Yep. So
and then there was one other thing that I think this just released this week. Was this right? The new Teams.
Yeah, the new Teams is in preview.
Yeah.
So and it's supposed to load 2 times faster. I think it loads a little faster. Have you just put it on this?
I just turned mine on this morning. I saw. So if you guys are using Teams, up in the top left, there should be a little thing for new Teams.
No, you have to turn it on in the admin center first.
Oh, okay.
You have to turn it from Microsoft controlled to end user controlled. So I went in the admin center and toggled that, and then it took a few hours for it to present that toggle switch.
That's probably why I didn't see it till this morning.
Yeah, because I toggled it yesterday.
Yeah, but I turned it on, and it looks exactly the same. I mean, I think I turned it on to non-dark mode, or I don't know if it maybe just removed the blueness to
Yeah.
it. It did something to the color, but I haven't noticed anything different. Obviously, I've been
Well,
using
it's
it for
missing a lot
day.
of the features when you dig into it. It's missing a lot of the features that are in the what they call classic teams now, but it's in dev. So even today, like mine said, like there'll come a button that says update now.
Mhm.
So when they're updating the preview method, then you got to hit the button and it'll update it.
I did notice I went to click on a link that was sent to me, and it asked me to open in classic teams, and I just, I mean, it wasn't like a high priority thing. I just like, oh,
Yeah.
tried to see what it did, and I just kind of moved on. I don't got time for that. We got things to do. It's Friday.
Yeah, but it's smart enough to know like when to flip you from one version to the other. So,
Yeah.
oh, I don't have that feature. Let me just put you back to classic. So if you're going to play around, like I like to play around with the new software only because I'm going to have to be the guy that's going to support it with my end users. So yeah, that was one other highlight of the week, wasn't it?
What a week.
Yeah, what a week. We're glad it's Friday.
Yeah. Did a lot this week, and we're happy to let you guys know what we did. And you guys, if there's anything you want to know, or if you're interested in learning more or have questions, we always have the chat open during the live stream. We're here for you.
Yeah, and I didn't move it over to the chat, so I apologize.
I can see
in
it. I can
advance.
see it. Nobody chatted.
Nobody chatted.
Nobody chatted with us today. Come on, people.
It's
What are you
awful
doing?
quiet, yeah, ask us questions. at least make them hard questions, right?
Yeah. Things that we might not have the answers to.
Yeah, because we'll always find them for you, or we'll find somebody who does have the answer.
Now that we say that, I remember watching one of those training video. He had all these slides like, oh, you got to do this and this and this, and it's just very inefficient. And he was like, if somebody asks you a question and it says, I'll get back to you. And then he was using one of the Microsoft
with
tools.
Power BI, yeah.
Yeah, he was using one of the Microsoft tools to actually generate.
Yep.
You type in the question, and the tools are actually smart
Or
enough.
grabs the data from over the company and just like barfs it out.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So we'll probably look more into that in the future. But that was just really interesting in these videos.
So yeah, another week. I guess time to have a message from our sponsor, right?
Yeah, we'll have meme of the week coming up. But first, like you said, the message from our sponsors here.
Hey, have you heard about Security on a Shoestring? It's the right size protection for many small businesses that don't have a lot of budget but want the basics. So what does it include? You get security with next generation antivirus, cloud-based firewall, a complete set and forget daily backup. Imagine having your own pit crew that monitors your computer's health. You'll have the latest patches and updates. We also perform routine maintenance on your PC automatically. You'll get access to us from 8 to 5 Central Time on a pay-as-you-go basis. Is Security on Shoestring affordable? Security on Shoestring was designed to fit any budget. You pay only for what you use, nothing more. Join hundreds of other customers who trust Honor-Bound IT. Find out if Security on a Shoestring is a good fit for you. Call 877-814-6860. Again, 877-814-6860. And it's time for Meme of the Week.
Wait, you're Ollie? OMD. I'm Brady. We follow each other on Sniffer.
Social network for dogs.
I don't know what's in the background, but I was looking at that. It looks like there's like an eyeball, or I don't know if that's just a dog toy or what that is. It was kind of creepy, but
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does look like an eyeball there, doesn't it?
yeah. Follow each other on Sniffer.
And yeah. And of course, like the internet's meant for cats. So
Hold on. You have to tap it twice, okay?
there we go. And of course, the internet's created for cats, cat videos, cat pictures, and so I always have to make sure my viewers have a picture of a cat. This is Cleo.
Oh,
And
Cleo.
evidently, she has been a very bad girl. She decided that she was going to throw all of her all of her toys in a basket so that she could have a nap.
Ah, perfect. Cats love napping.
Yeah,
in small
actually,
baskets.
she wasn't a bad girl. It was Jamie. Jamie pulled all the toys out, and then Cleo goes, "Oh, that looks like a good place to nap." And you know the funny part is that I put all the toys back in, and I came home and the toys were all over again. But yeah, good week. Time for us to sign off, right?
Yeah, we'll be back next time.
You'll be back next time.
Back next time.
I'm going to be on vacation to parts unknown. I don't know where we're going to be. Oh, you're looking for the button.
That one?
Is it that one? Oh, see you. Bye.
How would I push outro?
Hey! Did you just hear that?